When Muammar Gaddafi was captured, dragged through the dirt, humiliated, and murdered like an animal before the eyes of the world, where were Africa's presidents? Where were the voices demanding an investigation? Where were the leaders calling it a war crime? Where was the dignity of a state funeral for a man who once stood as one of Africa's giants? Nowhere. Silence. Almost none dared to speak. The African Union, the very institution Gaddafi himself had fought to build, looked the other way. They brushed it aside and moved on, as though nothing had happened. And in that silence, Libya, once a beacon of prosperity, was thrown into hell. This was not just the fall of a man, it was the betrayal of a continent. Libya was once Africa's richest nation, free healthcare, free education, the highest standard of living on this soil, a nation that showed the world that Africans could stand tall without crawling to the IMF or the World Bank. And yet, after NATO bombs and rebel guns, it collapsed into chaos. Militias took over, migrants were hunted like dogs, slave markets returned in the 21st century, and all the while, African leaders stayed quiet. Tell me, where are the memorials? Where are the annual speeches? Where are the lessons taught to our children about Libya's betrayal? There are none, because to speak of it would be to expose their cowardice.